Hi there, my name is Brendan Rogers, and I'm a consultant. My solo consultancy is called Thread and Stack, and I wouldn't be in the position I'm in if it wasn't for IMMA and Lily Graf. When I found IMMA and came across Lily for the first time, I was fresh on the path to understanding that I wanted to go it alone, but also knowing that I didn't want to just become a freelancer. I wanted to be in control of the products and services that I built out. I was hyper aware that I had carved out my career in a way that was hard earned. I had started off in small non-profits and kind of found my way into agencies and kind of startups. And I've been through a very volatile time in marketing across the past decade. Despite the volatility, found myself working for major consumer brands like eBay and multinational agencies like Dentsu, and still coming across real tough redundancy moments at other startups that I later joined. And I was in a strange mix of both having very, very deep experience, but also feeling a bit worn down and not wanting to make the wrong decision. I didn't want to go too far and too confidently in the wrong direction. I needed to work with someone who could help guide the path and help me walk into the fog, at least taking the right step. There have been literally hundreds of micro realizations across the programs that I've taken part in with IMMA and Lily. So I've been part of the Seed program and the Collab program, and I actually also have benefited from some one-on-one coaching with Lily. So I'm a triple hitter in terms of really believing in IMMA's services. I think one of the things that has been the most compelling is as a narrative that you'll hear consistently through IMMA's website and any engagement with Lily probably. And it's this philosophy of treating your business as a garden. And you can just see from behind me that I'm a fan of growing plants, and it just really resonated with me. The idea that when you want to find new customers, you need to sow seeds and grow relationships. The idea that you yourself have to treat your business as something that operates in seasons, and that there is an organic relationship between you and your business. The realization that actually your business is as much you as you are it, and that when you take that on, that's why so much of the imposter syndrome and things like that starts to shape how you output and how you show up for yourself. To that extent, the one-on-one coaching really helped. I was able to really vocalize some quite personal kind of anxieties that I had, but realistically, I'll be honest, working with the community, another philosophy is about how trees are better growing together to form a forest. I really loved that, and the community as a whole I'm very fond of as well. Suffice it to say that IMMA has shaped my business dramatically, and the most clear way to articulate that is that after I finished Seed, which was the first program that I took part in with Lily, literally within the same month, I got essentially my first dream client. I had a very set criteria with Lily and IMMA when I was drawing up my ideal client profile. And when this client approached me, I was exhausted and tired, and I was openly saying to Lily, like, I'm so tired. I've worked so hard to get Seed across the line, it's like to make all these changes to my business. But I was showing up for myself in a way that I never had before. My LinkedIn presence had totally transformed. The way that I spoke about my business had transformed. And when I spoke to this client a little bit down the line and I said, hey, by the way, how did you find me? They said, oh, we were looking for someone like you on LinkedIn, and you came up on the right hand side of the recommendations. So the algorithm was actively promoting me, and that's only because of the changes that I had made, which are entirely based on Lily and Seed and IMMA's like help in my personal growth when it came to showing up for myself, developing my out, and the writing pod with Trisha, and the LinkedIn pod with Eliza, and there's just so many parts of it are connected to IMMA. So I'm incredibly grateful. And although it wasn't an IMMA member that introduced this client, it might as well have been. So IMMA, how has IMMA improved my life? I suppose it is just the reality that I'm more confident than I was, particularly when it comes to talking about my business. And it's also, when I look back at it, I'm now connected to one of my favorite brands in the world, Notion, as an ambassador. And that's a direct result of the work that I put into Thread and Stack, because I went to an event and showed it off. And that is also a breadcrumb effect from the work I'm doing with IMMA. I'm guiding a startup that I believe is changing the lives of many young people, which I'm thrilled about. I'm successfully justifying decent prices for my contracts and projects, and that's at a time when I know some freelancers are struggling to get day rates over £300 or £400 a day, and the truth is I need to aim higher than that kind of day rate, and so I'm delighted to say that I'm managing to do that, and I'm managing to do that because of the pricing exercises, specifically one incredibly valuable exercise that Lily has run with me a couple of times, and if you do take part in Collab or Seed, you will benefit from it, and it is eye-opening. I can see my life will continue to evolve. I would say a year ago I had hopes to be able to talk like this, and I'm very glad that I bet in the right direction.